Alice Wong is an American disability rights activist. She is also a writer. Most of her work would get published in popular companies like the New York Times and Teen Vogue. Her work addresses the challenges people with disabilities face, and she makes sure to point out the different ways people can be ableist towards others. Alice Wong is most famous for founding the Disability Visibility Project in 2014. This project works to collect the stories from disabled people about their personal experiences, troubles they face, and any history that they wanted to share. And she has a lot of accomplishments, but the first one would be the Disability Visibility Project. This project expanded to many different platforms like podcasts and different types of social medias. She also worked as a presidential appointee to the National Council on Disability from 2013 to 2015. She wrote 2 popular books. The first one is called Disability Visibility. She wrote that one in 2020. And the second one is called Disability Intimacy, and she wrote that one in 2024. And how she talks about her own disability, Wong talks about her time being in the hospital and how her disability affects her daily life. She talks about the major changes that happened in her life because of being hospitalized too. And then Wong describes these changes in one of her books, the Disability Intimacy one. She describes it as a critical lifeline. Her new understanding with her disability helped her heal and understand things differently. She says it's important to understand the personal narratives and understanding disabilities and what people are going through and just their personal opinions on everything. And she also writes in her book about how people with disabilities are often treated differently. So she still makes sure to advocate and fight for disability rights. And then effects of disability discrimination. There's some background information to know first about Alice Wong, and that is that she has spinal muscular atrophy, and because of this, she stopped being able to walk when she was 7 years old. And then the discrimination she personally faced, and so she's disabled, and she's an Asian American, so she openly talks about the internalized racism that she faced, especially throughout her childhood. And since she lost the ability to walk when she was 7 years old, she would talk about how often she felt like she was overlooked and like an outcast compared to the rest of the people around her. And some experiences she talks about facing included being left out of activities at her school while growing up and not receiving the support she needed from adults at the school. And based on these experiences, it only pushed her to become more of an advocate for disability rights and try to bring change to the disabled community. And in a historical event, so she did a lot of things like publishing her books, but one of the most important would be her advocacy for people with disabilities. And then some extra facts about her was that she was born on March 27th, 1974 in Indianapolis, Indiana. Her parents immigrated from Hong Kong. She earned her bachelor's degree in English and Sociology from Indiana University in 1997. She also earned her master's degree in Medical Sociology from the University of California in 2004. And in 2015, she attended a White House reception for the 25th anniversary of Americans with Disabilities Act. And she couldn't be there in person, so she attended as a telepresence robot. And she was the first person ever to do this in the White House. And she also served on advisory boards for organizations like Asians and Pacific Islanders with Disabilities of California. And then these are just the sources that I used for it.